We create our second component, the lamp. We're going to copy a lot of the code from our video here. First of all, we'll use the power of copy and paste again here. And copy the methods for creating circle and cylinder, as well as the helper method for adding offset to the faces. We will now write the method to create the top half of a sphere. First we create the vertices for the sphere. This creates circles whose height and radius are also on a circle. At this point the vertices of the circles are included in a single list. The faces are always the connections between the corresponding points on top of each other on the circles, i.e. the points next to each other on the circles. This is done in the same way as with a cylinder. The final face is a gon of all vertices of the upper circle. What influence do the parameters and magic numbers have? The scale parameter corresponds to the radius of the lower circle. The z parameter corresponds to the height of the bottom circle. The height parameter is the distance between the bottom and top circles. This step value affects the number of circles. The final value corresponds to the top of the ball. Accordingly, the initial value corresponds to the lower part of the sphere. As you can see, it's not really a sphere that is created here, but rather an elliptical conic section. Now we create the method for creating the mesh. First we create the hemisphere. I'll create the values later. Now we create the cylinder for the foot. Finally, we create the ring that will cover the gap between the ball and the cylinder. Finally, we create the mesh, like in the last video. In addition to the mesh, we also return the number of faces of the ball. We will need this value again later. Now we create the values for the mesh. We use magic again. Here we change the name from switch to lamp. Now let's create the method for creating the materials. This time we first create the material that will display the status, then the base. We then assign the materials to the faces. At the same time we smooth the faces for a better look. We also copy the method for creating the object. We change the strings from switch to lamp. We also copy the execute method. We remove the shape key method. Then we add the face count as a result and pass it as a parameter. This completes the Python code for the lamp. Finally, we test the result. Everything works as expected.